Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Hello.
welcome to the Jesse
And Angela
Love
Love
Show.
Show. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year's to you. This is the first and last day of the week of New Year's of January the 7th, 2011. And we have a special birthday today, and Jesse's birthday is today.
Yep.
We're blessed to have him still around and healthy and good spirit and everything. So it's a blessing. It's really a great blessing. So it's really beautiful out as sun's out. The birds are singing, and everybody seems like they're in a very good mood today. So it's good to hear and see. So we have a special topic today, and we want to start off this year right as on the right note, and that is to spread more of Jesus' gospel throughout the world. So the message today will be
Speaking from the grave. That's the message. Speaking from the grave. This is a good message that many people wondered, can the grave speak? And I'll give you some scriptures. Let's go to Genesis, the 4th chapter, verse 10. And he said, "What hast thou done?" It said, and he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground." And then you can read it in this way too as well. And he said, "What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries unto me from the ground." The Lord was asking Cain, what have he done? And another scripture would be Hebrews 11th chapter, verse 4. By faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testified of his gifts, and by it being dead yet speaketh. So can the grave speak? Speaking from the grave. The Lord knew that Cain had killed Abel. Let's go back some. Cain was the firstborn, brought forth in the natural way by the love-making Adam and Eve.
right.
He was the first son of Adam and Eve, in other words. He was the first human brought forth that way, conceived like we are conceived today. Most of us, anyway. Some of us conceived, by other means nowadays. But most of us have been conceived by from a male and a female having sexual intercourse. And then Abel was conceived. Well, most people have to understand that Cain was of the wicked one. And this one thing you have to remember. You know how they say blood is thicker than, all of that. In this case, this is his brother, biological brother, that he killed because he failed to satisfy the Lord in his offerings. Abel, which was a good young man, you got two seeds. In your family, you might have some bad seeds, and you're going to have some good seeds in your family, most likely. I don't care if you brought up in church, your pastor, your daddy is the pastor, your mother is the pastor, or bishop or whatever. You're going to most likely have a bad seed or bad seeds in your family. And someone will kill you, literally. In this case, Abel was one of the victims, the first victim of a violent act by his own brother. He took him out in the field, he had a talk with him, and he killed him out there. That's what happened. It's right in my head. I can imagine him hitting him with something. And most of the time people think that no one knows. But the Lord knows what happened to people. Lord knows how people were killed.
Right.
The Lord knows. The Lord will use a minister, a preacher, a prophet, even today, and prove that. I'm going to show you an example. And I got this through a vision. Not that Cain killed Abel, but we got a lot of Cains today that are killing Abels, males and females today, because of their righteousness, because of other acts. And let me give you Joel, the book of Joel, the 28th, the second chapter, the 28th verse. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Your sons and daughters shall prophesy. That means foretell or preach. And your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. I must be still young because I seen a vision. I seen some visions, and they were troubling visions. And I wanted to share that with you. The title of it, if you just came in, is Speaking from the Grave. We'll use the Genesis, the 4th chapter, verse 10. And I'm keeping with the time. I have to testify regarding I have to tell you about the vision that I had. I had a vision of some people, troubling visions that I had. December the 30th, 2010. I know we're in 2011 now. And it was around about 5 a.m. in the morning when I was awaking after I had seen these visions in my dream. I was asleep. The visions was when I was asleep, and they were troubling to me. The first vision was similar to an old vision that I had before. And you will sometimes dream the same dream sometimes, or to add on to it or whatever. This was not because I was thinking about something before I went to sleep or nothing like that. Not those type of visions and stuff or dreams, but it was actually something. I didn't eat anything. I didn't have nothing, no bad pill or nothing like that. But the Lord took me in the spirit like He did. Some of the prophets have been in the spirit, can see things. John, Ezekiel, several prophets, Paul. The first vision was similar, like I said, to the old one. I was in the spirit. I was at this place, and I can recall that I remember seeing it was hot at that time. It was summertime or somewhere in a hot climate. And this man I saw was around in his 30s and maybe a little younger, and he had a white boxer t-shirt on, and he had the complexion of a Hispanic, white complexion Hispanic young man. And the other ones I barely can see, but I know they were looking across the road or across the street. It was in a rural area, like a country place. And then the vision began to open up more when I began to see what they were doing. I heard screaming of women and children. Stay tuned. We can go on. Right. Okay, thank you. Keep up with me right here. Speaking from the grave. And the men, I saw one man with a large bell-like cement boulder as he was going into this housing area. And I can see him. I couldn't see the rest of them. I can I could just vaguely see them, the other ones. But I saw this one guy, and he was going in there, and they were screaming and everything. And they just screaming as if they were screaming, in of terror, or
Right.
something was happening to them. The Lord was giving me the revelation. And I wasn't in the physical. I was in the spirit. So therefore, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel hot or cold or anything, but I can feel emotionally. And I felt two men beside me, and they weren't able to do anything as well. I wanted to do something. I wanted to defend them, but I couldn't, because I was in a spirit. I was traveling in the spirit. This is not the first time that happened. The grave does speak. Speaking from the grave, that's what I believe what happened. These people had gotten tortured, killed, and it was really the Lord was revealing to me that it was a retaliation linked to illegal drugs. So somebody was retaliating against that. Maybe it was some other people that were in it. They were retaliating. I can tell you that right now. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what drug action went wrong. Something went wrong, and they retaliate against it. And I covered a whole lot. I wanted to make sure I remembered it if I didn't remember it offhand. And so I went into another vision, as in my dream. And I can see, I traveled through this complex. I don't know if it was in Los Angeles or in part of California or whatever, but I remember traveling through this complex. Apartments. And they were controlling that territory. The revelation of that is, when I was traveling, they picked up that spirit, my spirit, through there. The devil let them pick up things too as well, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they were following me. I had to remember, almost forgot that I was in the spirit when I was there. But they were looking for me. Mm-hmm. They were looking for that spirit. They couldn't find me. They can't hurt me. Always in the dream, if you're traveling in the spirit, they can't hurt you because you're not physically present there. You don't even feel, you're not hungry or nothing like that. So I'm in this vision, and I'm trying to get away from them, escape, because I noticed that they're so territorial. In the Los Angeles, they're very territorial. Right. I mean, one time I've been all over Los Angeles evangelizing from the church that I came from. We went everywhere. All in Manchester, all over Hoover Street, all over those places in Los Angeles. I've been to East. I've been to all those areas. I've been in some of the rough areas. I've been to San Pedro in California. I ministered to people over there. People have gotten saved over there. So we've been to a lot of places evangelizing. The church that I attend. I didn't even know I was an evangelist at first until I was revealed later. Because that's all I did once I got born again. I testified, then I, learned the word of the Lord, and then I began to preach in different halfway houses and prisons and stuff like that. Not being paid a thing, wasn't even thinking about being paid. Was thinking about saving souls. Right. The same thing today. We think about saving souls today. So in the vision, they were trying this. In this one vision, they were trying to capture me, but they couldn't because I was a spirit. But they recognized the spirit was there. So what I'm seeing is that the first vision is that some people are being slaughtered because of retaliation on different because of the drug act went wrong. The second is they controlling their territory. So the grave does speak. That's one of the things, and we do prophesy and we do dream dreams and everything. So let the Lord use you as He has used me today.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.